Welcome to Heaven of Human. This is the place where we talk about real life, real lessons, and the truths we often ignore. Here, I don't give you empty motivation. I give you perspective, direct, clear, and grounded in reality. Because human growth doesn't come from comfort. It comes from facing the hard truths that shape us into stronger people. So take a deep breath, open your mind, and let's step into today's lesson together.
Have you ever wondered why some businesses survive for decades while others vanish in a year, sometimes even in a few months? We've all seen it. A new shop opens, bright sign, fresh energy. Everyone is curious. The first month is full of excitement. Customers line up to try something new. But then, slowly, the crowd disappears. The lights go out, and before you even realize it, the shop is gone. Meanwhile, another shop just across the street continues day after day, year after year. No fireworks, no big marketing, just steady, loyal customers who keep coming back. And in time, that simple shop grows stronger, wealthier, more respected, while dozens of new competitors come and go like the wind. So what makes the difference? Why does one last and the other collapse? It's not luck. It's not about being the first one to open. And it's not because the competition disappears. The truth is much simpler and much harder to practice. It comes down to one word: consistency. Consistency in quality, consistency in honesty, consistency in professionalism. Because here's the thing, a customer might come to you once out of curiosity, but they only return if you give them a reason. And that reason is never the sign above your shop or the cheap discount you offer. It's the experience you deliver, the taste, the feeling, the trust. When you protect your standards, you protect your future. When you lower them, even just once, you begin to destroy the trust that took years to build. This is the lesson I want to share with you today. It's not just about business. It's about how we live, how we work, and how we choose to face competition in every area of life. Because sooner or later, you will face it. And the question is, will you collapse or will you endure? I have lived in this neighborhood for more than 15 years. When I first came here, the road was still gravel, only 2 narrow lanes. The area was quiet, not many shops, not much traffic. Back then, in the early mornings, there were only 2 stalls selling grilled pork skewers with sticky rice. They would set up at 5 in the morning. By 9, everything was gone. If you came late, you had no chance. That was the rhythm of life. People knew, if you wanted it, you had to wake up early. There was no second option, no backup plan, no other competitor down the road. But time changes everything. As the years passed, the neighborhood grew. The roads were paved, houses multiplied, markets became busier, and so did the number of pork skewer stalls. What started with just 2 grew to 20 in the mornings and more than 10 in the evening markets. Suddenly, customers had choices. Too many choices. I watched this happen day by day, and I didn't just watch from a distance, I bought from them. I tried almost every stall. Out of curiosity, yes, but also out of fairness. I wanted to give each one a chance. I wanted to see what made them different. And yet, after trying them all, I always returned to the same stall I started with. Why? Because they never changed the things that mattered most. They protected their standards. They held on to the 5 pillars that keep any business alive. 1. Quality. Always fresh, always clean, never cutting corners. 2. Price and portion. Fair and consistent. The same amount every time. No tricks, no shrinking portions. 3. Taste. The flavor that stays the same, day after day, year after year. Familiar, trustworthy. 4. Service. A warm smile, polite words, respect for the customer. 5. Professionalism. Fast, efficient, reliable. You order, they deliver, no nonsense. Meanwhile, what did I see from most of the other stalls? The opposite. Lower quality meat, smaller portions for the same price. Taste that changed every week. Cold or careless service, slow, unorganized preparation. And the worst of all, some of them reheated leftovers from the day before. Imagine buying grilled meat that's already been cooked once, left overnight, and then thrown back on the fire. Hard, dry, tasteless. It's not just disappointing, it feels like betrayal. And that's the point most business owners forget. With food especially, freshness is everything. But really, it's not just about food. Whatever your product is, people expect it to be alive, real, trustworthy. Once you disappoint them, they remember. They don't just walk away for today, they walk away for good. That's why the original stall, the one that kept its quality, still sells out every single day. While others are sitting at 11 in the morning with piles of unsold meat, this stall is already finished, already counting profit, already planning for tomorrow. They've been so successful that they bought a house worth 5 million baht, all from selling pork skewers. Think about that. A street stall, no fancy branding, no big budget. Just discipline, just quality, just professionalism. And that is the lesson here. No matter what happens, no matter how many competitors show up, you must never lower your quality. Because once you do, the collapse begins. Customers are not as forgiving as you think. Yes, it's true. Every job, every business will face competition. That's just life. People see something working and they want to copy it. In Thailand, in every country, it's the same. Someone sees you succeed, and the next day they open the same shop 2 doors down. You can't control that. You can't stop them. But here's the truth. You don't have to. Because weak competitors destroy themselves. If they don't hold standards, if they don't deliver real value, they will collapse on their own. And when they do, customers will return to the ones who stayed true. So stop fearing competition. Stop wasting your time looking over your shoulder. Put that energy into your own product, your own service, your own standards. Because in the end, the only thing that kills a business isn't the competitor outside, it's the compromise inside. The cost of one disappointment. Think about this carefully. When a customer feels disappointed once, it's rarely just about that single day. It's not only the money they spent, it's about trust, and trust is fragile. Once broken, it rarely comes back. A customer doesn't walk away thinking, oh well, maybe next time will be better. Most of the time, they walk away thinking, I can't risk wasting my money again. And that thought becomes permanent. They don't tell you directly, they don't complain loudly, they simply disappear. Quietly, silently, forever. That's the hidden danger of lowering your standards, even for one moment. Business owners often believe it's just today, it won't matter. But for the customer, it might be the only chance you ever get to earn their loyalty. And if you fail them, you've lost more than a sale. You've lost a relationship. This isn't only about food or retail or any one industry. It's about life. In friendships, in careers, even in family. When you show people they can't rely on you, when you break consistency, they carry that memory for a long time. It shapes how they see you. So ask yourself, how many times have you thought it was just one small slip? And how many of those moments have cost you someone's trust? The truth is simple. One disappointment can erase months, even years of effort. That's why consistency isn't just a strategy, it's survival.
Competition isn't the real enemy. Competition is everywhere. It grows the moment you succeed. The day your business starts attracting attention is the same day someone else begins planning to copy it. That's human nature. People see results and they want the shortcut. At first, this can feel threatening. You see new stalls opening, new products appearing, new faces trying to win the same customers you worked so hard to earn. Your instinct might tell you, they're the reason my sales are down. They're stealing my future. But that instinct is lying to you. Competitors don't destroy you, not really. What destroys a business is the reaction inside the business. It's the decision to cut corners, to drop quality, to panic and chase trends instead of standing firm on what built trust in the first place. Think about it. 2 shops can exist side by side. One keeps its standards, the other lowers them. Which one survives? It's not about who came first or who shouts the loudest. It's about who keeps delivering value day after day. Customers are not loyal to the one who opened earliest. They're loyal to the one who respects their trust the most. So when you see competition rising around you, don't waste your energy blaming them. They are not your enemy. They are simply part of the environment. The real enemy is compromise, the slow erosion of your own standards, disguised as adjusting to survive. That's what kills businesses, not competitors.
Human nature to copy success, and your choice to respond. Whenever something works, people copy it. That's not an accident, it's human nature. We look at what brings results for others and we think, if they can do it, so can I. It's the same reason you'll see 5 coffee shops on the same street or 10 food stalls selling almost the same thing at a market. People imitate success because it feels safer than creating something original. You can't control this. You can't stop people from setting up shop next to you, selling the same product, sometimes even stealing your exact idea. But here's the truth, you don't need to control it. What matters isn't whether they copy you, it's how you respond. You have 2 choices. The first choice is fear. You panic, you cut prices, lower quality, start chasing quick wins. You try to fight your competitor by becoming smaller, cheaper, faster, but in the process, you destroy what made you valuable in the first place. The second choice is strength. You accept that copycats exist, and you choose to rise above them by protecting your standards. You double down on consistency. You make your service sharper, your product fresher, your professionalism stronger. You remind your customers why they came to you in the first place. In life, just like in business, people will always imitate. But imitation is not the same as endurance. Copycats can only mimic the surface. They can't fake discipline. They can't fake consistency. They can't fake respect for the customer. So the question is simple. When you are copied, will you shrink in fear, or will you stand taller in strength? Protect what built trust in the first place. The solution is not complicated, but it demands discipline. Protect the very things that made people trust you in the beginning. Think back to the first day you opened, or the first moment you decided to build something. What drove people to choose you? It wasn't luck, it wasn't timing, it was the value you offered. Freshness, honesty, service, care. Too often, when competition rises, businesses forget their own roots. They start chasing shortcuts, thinking customers won't notice. But customers notice everything. They notice when the taste changes. They notice when the service gets colder. They notice when the standards slip, even just a little. And once they feel that shift, the trust they once had begins to weaken. Protecting trust means treating every single day like your first day. The same attention to detail, the same respect for the people who give you their time and money. It means refusing to compromise on the things that matter most, even when it feels tempting. Yes, it takes more effort. Yes, it's harder to maintain. But this is the shield that protects you from collapse. When you hold your standards firmly, customers feel safe with you. And when they feel safe, they return, again and again. So remind yourself, every product you deliver, every service you provide is either building trust or breaking it. There is no neutral. Protect the foundation that built your name, because without it, nothing else will last. Stop chasing competitors. Strengthen yourself. One of the greatest mistakes people make in business and in life is wasting too much energy on the competition. You watch them, you compare yourself to them, you stress over what they're doing, how they're pricing, how they're promoting. But here's the truth. The more you stare at your competitor, the less you build yourself. Every minute spent worrying about them is a minute stolen from improving your own value. And customers don't care how much you study your rival. They only care about what you give them when they walk through your door. So stop chasing competitors. Shift that energy back where it belongs, into your own work. Make your product sharper. Make your service smoother. Make your experience so strong that people have no reason to leave you. That's where your power is. Not in reacting to what others do, but in elevating what you already offer. This principle goes beyond business. In life, too many people waste years comparing themselves to others. Who's richer, who's more successful, who's further ahead. But comparison never builds, it only distracts. What builds is focus, the discipline to put your head down and improve yourself day after day. Competitors will always exist. Some will rise, some will fall. But the ones who endure are not those who spend their lives fighting shadows. They are the ones who strengthen their own core until no copycat can shake it. So remember, stop looking sideways. Look inward. Build upward. That's where real growth happens.
Weak competitors collapse on their own. Here's a truth many people forget. You don't have to destroy your competitors. You don't have to fight them, curse them, or obsess over them. Weak competitors collapse on their own. Why? Because when someone builds on shortcuts, they can't stand for long. If they cut quality, customers leave. If they fake professionalism, the cracks show. If they chase only profit without discipline, sooner or later their flaws expose them. It may take weeks, months, even years, but collapse is guaranteed when the foundation is weak. Your job is not to push them down. Your job is to stand firm, to keep building, keep improving, keep delivering real value. When you do that, customers see the difference. They compare silently, and without you saying a single word, they choose you again and again. This applies beyond business too. In life, you will meet people who try to compete with you unfairly, who copy you, who even hope for your failure. But understand this, their downfall doesn't require your hand. It only requires their own lack of discipline. The world has a way of exposing the false. Time always reveals who is real and who is pretending. That's why your only responsibility is to remain true to your standards. Don't get dragged into battles you don't need to fight. Don't waste energy on revenge. Just focus on staying consistent. Because in the end, your strength isn't proven by how many competitors you destroy, it's proven by how many storms you can outlast. And the weak? They'll collapse on their own.
Remember this, human growth isn't about being perfect. It's about refusing to stay small when you know you can be more. Every day you choose whether to protect your value or to give it away. And those choices, repeated over time, shape your future. So take what you've heard today and live it. Not tomorrow, not someday, now. Because time never waits, and neither should you. If this message spoke to you, subscribe and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Together, let's build a life of real strength, real discipline, and real growth.